Hi, this is an update to my first video that I made on September 20th, a few days ago. I just wanted to share with you a few things and point out a few things that I may have forgotten to mention in my first video. Anyways, I had read you Acts 2:17 and 18 about the Lord giving men and women and young men and his daughters dreams and visions and prophecies in the last days. So I encourage you to read that. And then I wanted to specify a few things. First of all, I had given you all the links and I'll repost them again with this video. I'm remaking it because somebody couldn't hear me on the first one, so hopefully they'll just turn up the volume on their computer and on the video player, on the video itself, and they'll be able to hear. But I don't want to repeat everything. I just wanted to do a quick update. Anyways, so I had mentioned that the one autistic boy had a vision of a tsunami on the first and explosions and sharks in the street. And according to him, he told his father that it was going to happen on October 1st. But I had mentioned in my video that the Lord didn't tell me that. He didn't show me that. He hasn't shown me a tsunami, although I have had dreams of water coming up to the mountains, but he didn't tell me when that would happen, and I didn't hear anything from him about that. So what he told me in May 2012 was that there was going to be some destruction and chaos and just unrest. There was going to be something coming in 17 months, and so that's October 2013. And I always thought it pertained to only me until a few weeks ago, and that's why I didn't post a video until recently, because I just thought it was something that was going to happen in my life. And when I prayed and asked him, because I saw in August, I started researching and I saw other Christians that had dreams and visions of and word that things were going to happen this year, and especially some things in October. I decided to seek the Lord and ask him what it was, so that if it was something that pertained to everybody, I could share it. When he gives me a word or a dream and tells me the interpretation of it, most of the time it's for myself. Sometimes it's for somebody I know, but most of the time it's pertaining to me and my family, so that's why I've never shared anything publicly until now. But when I prayed about it on September 18th, and I asked the Lord to show me if it was going to be an earthquake for California coming sometime after October 2nd, and I never specified a date. I did mention that the other lady, another Christian lady, had a dream, and the Lord showed her there was a 9.7 in San Francisco for October 3rd, 2013. But I said, he didn't show me that. That was her dream. All he showed me in May 2012 was that I needed to be ready and prepared in 17 months. And that would be this October. So I took it to mean food and water, medical needs, even survival gear and such, and extra dog food and whatever I would need to sustain my family. And that's what I've done until a couple of weeks ago, when I started seeking the Lord and saying, well, if it's an earthquake, Lord, I would feel bad if I didn't tell anyone besides just my family. I have sisters that live near the coast, and so I don't know if I should tell them, or at least tell people to prepare, even if they don't listen to me and they mock me, which has happened, and that's okay, because I'm just being faithful to what the Lord's shown me. And he didn't really tell me to share. I just wanted to share so that other people might not be in dire distress and need if and when the earthquake happens. But anyways, he told me to be ready by October, and then when I prayed a couple weeks ago, like I mentioned in my first video, I asked him, okay, when in October do I need to be done preparing by? And that's when he told me 275, and so that 275th day of the year is October 2nd. So I knew that I had to be ready by October 2nd. And then I started seeing other people. The one lady's dream about October 3rd, the 9.7 in San Francisco, which we will definitely feel in Southern California. And so I was thinking I should probably share, just in case everything is meshing together and her dream is going to be happening on the 3rd. He just told me to be ready by the 2nd. And he also told me that my life, my trials, things were going to be harder on October 24th. I don't know if that pertains to everybody, if it's a follow-up earthquake in Southern California, or if it's the economy going bust, or it's just me running out of supplies, or something else, another trial is going to happen in my life. He just told me that the birth pains were going to be increasing. And so it could be referring to Matthew 24. I wanted to read that real fast. Matthew 24, verses 3 to 8. I won't read the first ones, you can look them up, but the disciples sat down on the Mountain of Olives with Jesus, and they asked him, "Tell us when these things will be, and what will be the signs of your coming and of the end of the age." And Jesus said to them, "Take heed that no one deceives you, for many will come in my name, saying, 'I am the Christ,' and will deceive many false prophets. And you will hear, and false teachers, and you will hear of wars and rumors of wars," which we are even to this point in Egypt and Syria, and other wars going on around the world. "See that you are not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in various places. All these are the beginning of sorrows." So we know that we are living in those days, and we have earthquakes in California. Every day there's earthquakes going on, but it's just that we don't have many that are 5, 6, 7, and greater. So they're called bigger quakes. There's micro earthquakes. There's small earthquakes, larger or large earthquakes, great earthquakes, and total destruction quakes. So when I prayed, as I mentioned in my first video, on September 18th for the Lord to confirm to me somehow if it was going to be an earthquake that I at least in part needed to be ready for in October, I asked if he could give me a small earthquake in my city within the next 24 hours, and September 19th, that 6 hours later in the early morning at 4:34 or 4:36, I can't remember the exact time, I always forget because now I don't remember which one it is, but it was right there on USGS on the earthquake feed, and it was listed for my city, and there hasn't been one since November 2012. I scrolled back and looked, and I also did a search. So anyways, to me he confirmed that I was to be ready for an earthquake, and I thought that I would share with everyone just in case they're not ready. If you're not ready, I encourage you to be. We should be anyways living in California, especially near the San Andreas Fault, which is 5-6 miles from my city. It's just common sense, and it's just using wisdom. So I encourage you to at least have a week or two worth of food and water and whatever other needs your family needs. I don't know the day. I prayed for the Lord to show me the day and the time, because I really didn't even want to be here, to tell you the truth. I was like, I really don't want to feel it, Lord. And he did give me a dream where I saw the day, the hour, and the minutes. But it was like, almost like when I was having a migraine and you have a blind spot. I couldn't see the day and the hour. I could just see the minutes. It said 33. So I don't know the day or the hour, but I know the minutes. It's at 33 minutes, whatever hour it is. But he did tell me during that same dream, he gave me a word, and he told me, your legs will feel like jello, and it will be hard to stand. So I looked up and, people's comments about earthquakes they've been in and sizes and what the effects are. And I know the Northridge earthquake was a 6.8, I believe. And people were commenting how, and even a 7.1, they were commenting on how the earth felt like jello under their feet. So their legs were wobbly. And that's basically what the Lord told me. And one lady even said the earth felt like jello, and that's what God told me. Your legs will feel like jello, and it will be hard to stand. So I took it to mean, and then also being hard to stand refers to a 7 or greater. At 7, level 7, it feels harder to stand up. So even if there was a bigger earthquake north of us, north of Southern California, it could feel like a 6 or 7 down here, or we might be having our own down here. I don't know. He didn't tell me where it was going to be. He didn't tell me the day. I know it's going to be on the 33 mark of whatever hour, and it's going to be the effects for Southern California, at least where I live, is going to be like a 6 or 7 or greater. And that's all. That's the only update I have. And to those who say, so I haven't given a date because I asked for it, but he didn't tell me. So I'm taking it as he told me to prepare. Obviously, I'm not going to die in it, or I wouldn't need supplies unless I die and my kids need it. And in that case, I go to heaven, I win, I'm there. So, and everybody is provided for. But he didn't tell me when. I think he just doesn't want me to leave for some reason. So I must be better off in my house as a fortress. And I'll have to endure it, obviously, because I'll have to feel my legs wobbly. But I'm just praying that he protects us and my house and keeps it upright and keeps us safe and free from any harm, and which is totally possible. But for the people that say, well, what if it never happens? So I know he told me to be ready by October 2nd. When it's going to happen in October or shortly after that, I don't know. But at least I'm ready for when it does come. I believe it will come. If the Lord chooses to relent, like he did with Jonah and with the children of Israel in Jonah 3:10, and in Exodus 32:13 and 14, that would be up to him. But I believe that because we're living in the last days and there's always earthquake activity, there's no reason why, there's no explanation why it could not happen. And to me, he's shown me that it will. It's just a matter of time, and that I'm going to be here to experience it. I just wanted to share and update you all with that. And if it takes forever to happen, if it doesn't happen in October, if it happens in November, that was the Lord's will. He gave people more time. But I believe it's going to happen. He wouldn't have shown me and had me prepare for 16 months, I don't believe. So I'm not trying to be a date setter. I'm just trying to be faithful. I just thought that I would share with you so that others wouldn't be without needs in the emergency. Thank you. God bless.